tension between Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. Brock Lesnar retires because of Triple H. WWE makes Charlotte Flair look like an idiot on Smackdown. Update on Roman Reigns going away after WrestleMania 39. Cody Rhodes' biggest threat after beating Roman Reigns. Bray Wyatt's rise if he aligns with 39-year-old WWE superstar. Let's jump right into our first story. Brock Lesnar retires because of Triple H. WWE Hall of Famer Kurt Angle recently addressed whether Brock Lesnar might retire because of Triple H. Lesnar made his main roster debut in 2002. After spending 2 years in the Stanford-based company, the Beast left in 2004. Almost 8 years later, Brock returned to Vince McMahon's promotion, where he went on to become a 10-time world champion. However, rumors have recently suggested that Lesnar may retire soon. In an interview with Rewind Recap Relive, Angle addressed whether Triple H replacing Vince McMahon as a creative leader is why Lesnar might retire. You know what? Triple H is a great leader. He's a great boss. I don't have a problem with him. I don't think anybody has a problem with him. Vince was different? Yeah. Vince was unique. He was one of a kind. Nobody else like him. Cared very much about his talent, so does Triple H though. I mean, I'm not gonna knock Triple H because if anybody was gonna replace Vince, it was gonna be Triple H and Stephanie. And you know, that's basically what they did. So, I don't think Triple H is the reason why Brock's retiring. I don't believe that for a second. I just believe that Brock's had enough. He's ready to quit. He's ready to retire, he said. Wrestling veteran Dutch Mantel believes Brock Lesnar could have recently walked out because of a 35-year-old WWE superstar. On the February 20th episode of Monday Night Raw, MVP challenged Brock Lesnar to face his client Omos at WrestleMania 39. The following week, the Beast Incarnate accepted the challenge on MVP's VIP lounge. On the latest episode of Oh, You Didn't Know podcast, WWE Hall of Famer Road Dogg admitted that he was looking forward to seeing the clash between Omos and Lesnar. I want to watch this one too, for a couple of different reasons. One, I also don't know the finish here just because of the scenarios and how it goes. So, I don't know what happens here, I'm interested to see. I'm also interested to see if Brock gets angry, shoots behind him, and even dumps him on his head a couple of times. There is a lot of potential for that, and I want to see if that happens and if it can happen and how it looks when it does. And I pray for everyone's health. WWE makes Charlotte Flair look like an idiot on Smackdown. Charlotte Flair has a lot on her plate at WrestleMania 39 as she faces Judgment Day's Eradicator, Rhea Ripley. In what seemed to be a sudden change of plans, 2023 Women's Royal Rumble winner Rhea Ripley challenged the Queen. But there was one small detail that wrestling legend Dutch Mantel wasn't a fan of, as he felt it made Charlotte look like an idiot. However, it can be said that WWE hasn't put too much effort into building up the women's matches at WrestleMania 39. Bianca Belair vs. Asuka has been given minimal screen time with a less than enticing build-up. The big complaint for the SmackDown women's title match is that the feud is solely centered around the fact that Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair had a match 3 years ago at WrestleMania 36. On the latest episode of Smack Talk, Dutch Mantel said that the line of reasoning for the rivalry between Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley made the former look like an idiot. Charlotte saying what happened 3 years ago didn't make sense. It's like a football team saying 3 years ago we beat them. It makes no sense in a real-time sort of way. Yeah, you beat them 3 years ago, but this is not 3 years ago. This is now. And I didn't understand why they would adopt that line of reasoning because it made Charlotte look like an idiot, I thought. He then further explained, but all they got to do with that, how many days they got? Well, they got Raw and they got Smackdown. So, they can do something, and the closer they get and do something, the better. Although there isn't too much steam for the feud, things did amp up on the 17th of March episode of Smackdown when Charlotte and Rhea brawled and had to be separated. Many fans feel that night 1 of WrestleMania 39 should be headlined by the Usos vs. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for the undisputed tag team titles, as that has been the more significant storyline in the last few months. In a recent interview with Forbes, Charlotte Flair stated that Rhea Ripley winning the Royal Rumble should give them a guaranteed spot in the main event. Well, 1, she won the Royal Rumble, so that's guaranteed a main event spot at WrestleMania. Not solely relying on that, but I think you have two titans, two athletes who, regardless of their story or who have faced each other prior, are going to put on a main event match solely on that, knowing that they're capable of the storytelling. And possibly me retaining or crowning a new SmackDown Women's Champion. I think when a main title is on the line, it's always main event worthy, said Charlotte Flair. Do you agree with the Queen? Voice your thoughts and opinions in the comments section below. Update on Roman Reigns going away after WrestleMania 39. Roman Reigns is scheduled to defend his undisputed WWE Universal Championship against the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes in the main event of WrestleMania 39. However, fans have started speculating about what is next for the head of the table after the show of shows. If a recent report is to be believed, then Roman Reigns could be going on a hiatus after WrestleMania Hollywood. According to WrestleVotes, the undisputed Universal Champion is scheduled for a significant break following his match against Rhodes at the Showcase of the Immortals, which could likely extend to SummerSlam 2023. The report adds that if the head of the table wins at Mania, he will take his championships on a break with him. Given how tirelessly Roman has worked to entertain fans week after week, a break post-WrestleMania 39 is much deserved for Roman Reigns. However, it will be interesting to see if the former big dog drops his championship to Rhodes at the grandest stage of them all, given those plans are still uncertain. On another note, Cody Rhodes has left no stone unturned in hyping his match against Reigns at WrestleMania 39. The American Nightmare has been cutting some intense promos lately, vowing to defeat the Tribal Chief at the grandest stage of them all. One of the most trusted names in pro wrestling journalism and Sportskeeda's Bill Apter recently shared his thoughts on Cody's recent promo work. "Tribal Chief, I acknowledge you. However, I have never seen someone so passionate go after a championship and finish the story he talks about." This past Monday, Cody Rhodes delivered a promo his father would have been so very proud of. I could see his father and him, actually, doing it. He's graduated to that spot. Cody winning the undisputed WWE Universal Championship is something that the fans want, something that all the people say is going to happen, said Bill Apter. The recent episode of WWE Raw saw Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes engage in a war of words. The duo fired verbal volleys at each other, much to the delight of WWE fans. However, the company has arguably laid down the breadcrumbs for a major betrayal on Monday night. After WWE Raw went off the air, fans in the arena saw an irate Roman Reigns shouting at Solo Sikoa. This has led many to believe that the company is planning for the Enforcer to turn on the Tribal Chief at the show of shows. The creative team could make Solo betray Reigns, costing him his bout at Mania. This could be WWE's way of protecting the head of the table. Should Roman Reigns defeat Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 39? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Cody Rhodes' biggest threat after beating Roman Reigns. Cody Rhodes is all set for the biggest match of his career. Just a year after his WWE return, he will headline WrestleMania 39 against Roman Reigns. But assuming he beats Reigns, there is a big question of what is next. 73-year-old legend Dutch Mantel thinks a record-breaking star could be Rhodes' biggest threat post-WrestleMania. The record-breaking star happens to be none other than Gunther. The 35-year-old Intercontinental Champion achieved two major records in 2023. First, he surpassed Rey Mysterio to have the longest time spent within one traditional Royal Rumble match, at 1 hour and 11 minutes. After becoming the longest-reigning Intercontinental Champion of the 21st century, he recently became the longest-reigning Intercontinental Champion since the Honky Tonk Man in the late 1980s. On the latest episode of Smack Talk, Dutch Mantel discussed the upcoming Cody Rhodes-Roman Reigns match. "I think that he may try to get it back a couple of times. And they say he wants some time off anyway. And he doesn't work half the time anyway, does he?" Mantel expects Gunther to step up to the plate and feels that he and Cody Rhodes will likely have incredible matches. "I think Gunther and Cody will have barn burners because Cody doesn't mind getting physical. That's what his daddy taught him, I guess. And Gunther, he doesn't mind getting physical and beating Yuri either. So when you see those guys get in a ring, and I wasn't really aware of Gunther and his effect till I saw his match against Sheamus in Wales. But what a great match that was. I keep referring to him as the Johnny Valentine of this era. Because Valentine, he used to say, 'You might think wrestling is fake, but you won't think I am.'" As mentioned, Gunther has broken records, but in terms of the Intercontinental Championship, there is one record he has to break, the longest reign of all time with the coveted title. The record is currently held by the Honky Tonk Man at 454 days. Gunther is currently at 286 days and has to go 129 more days to beat Randy Savage's run, and a further 169 days to beat the Honky Tonk Man. This might be a difficult task as he has to hold the title past SummerSlam 2023. If he beats Sheamus and Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania, he will be expected to go for the record. As for Cody Rhodes, he is on the verge of ending the longest world championship reign in 4 decades and also becoming the first member of the Rhodes family to win a world title in WWE. If Gunther loses at WrestleMania, it could be a major sign that he is being pushed up the card. Bray Wyatt's rise if he aligns with 39-year-old WWE superstar. The insane hype surrounding Bray Wyatt in 2022 has died down, and there's no concrete news on what's next for the former WWE champion. Before Bray Wyatt's recent disappearance, fans weren't too thrilled with the build-up to his potential WrestleMania 39 match with Bobby Lashley. Wyatt's character needs a drastic change for him to become a main event level talent again. When Wyatt made his big debut on WWE TV in 2013, he was the leader of the Wyatt family. He did the best work of his WWE run as the leader of the villainous faction. His chemistry with the equally sinister and creepy Eric Rowan and Luke Harper was off the charts, and he established himself as a serious threat. Fast forward to 2023. Dexter Loomies is one such guy who gives off the kind of vibes that members of the Wyatt family gave back in 2013. An alliance between Bray and Loomies might just be what Wyatt's waning gimmick needs. The former Universal Champion and Loomies could be built up as an unstoppable duo, with the former being pushed as a main eventer while Loomies being given a solid spot on the mid-card. Wyatt hasn't done anything of note since making his WWE return in October 2022. At this point, he needs a major career revival that could possibly come with an alliance with someone like Dexter Loomies. The 39-year-old has been nothing but impressive with his creepy stalker gimmick, and an alliance with Bray Wyatt would probably do wonders for his career. Bray Wyatt made his big return at Extreme Rules 2022 and took the wrestling world by storm. The WWE Universe was quite excited about how Triple H was going to use him on the main roster going forward. Wyatt went on to have an unforgettable feud with Loomies on Smackdown. He then kicked off a feud with Bobby Lashley on the road to WrestleMania 39 but then suddenly disappeared from WWE TV. Wyatt is reportedly dealing with an illness that led to his disappearance. Dave Meltzer of WRR recently speculated that Wyatt might be off the WrestleMania 39 card. When Wyatt makes his return to WWE TV, he will need a fresh start to make the fans care again, and an alliance with Loomies could certainly do the trick. What do you think? Does a Wyatt-Loomies alliance make sense to you? Sound off in the comments section below. Tension between Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. The WWE Universe continues to revolve around Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. Over the last few years, the Bloodline has dominated WWE programming across Raw and SmackDown. And based on the build to WrestleMania 39, that doesn't appear to be changing anytime soon. While Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens are the Bloodline's respective challengers at WrestleMania, some find the inner drama within the Bloodline to be even more interesting. Impact Wrestling's Bully Ray took to social media this week to praise the ongoing storyline in the Bloodline between Roman Reigns and Jey Uso, calling it a real story that people should follow heading into WrestleMania 39. This is the real story, Bully Ray said in a tweet. Earlier this week on Raw, Cody Rhodes laid out a very gloomy prophecy for Roman Reigns' future, following WrestleMania 39 if the American Nightmare can capture the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Rhodes proclaimed that the rest of the Bloodline would leave Reigns once he loses his titles. Sami Zayn has pointed out in recent weeks that Jey Uso's anger with him stems from the fact that Jey wished he would have been the one to turn on the Tribal Chief first, a claim that he hasn't disputed as of yet despite having multiple opportunities to do so. If Jey Uso begins the fall of the Bloodline following WrestleMania 39, it will take the storyline full circle. In 2020, Reigns forced Jey Uso to acknowledge him by putting Jimmy Uso in harm's way. What will become of the Bloodline following WrestleMania 39? We'll find out soon enough. How do you feel about the Bloodline story heading into WrestleMania 39? Do you think Cody Rhodes will defeat the Tribal Chief at WrestleMania 39? Let us know your thoughts by sounding off in the comments section below.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me